What's up, ninjas? What's up? What's up? What's up? Here, let me see here. I'm going to check the stream right now. Yeah, I see live on YouTube. Yeah. Guys, give me O slashes in the chat if we're good. Give me O slashes in the chat if we are good. They're saying that. Yeah, guys, give me O slashes in the chat if we are good. Yep. All right. I think we're good, man. Bitch ass niggas in the chat saying I'm late when I'm using a whole different other setup. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Bills. All right. All right. Let me get my notebook. Okay, I can hear myself there. So that means that we're definitely good. And then let me go in here so I can monitor the chats from you ninjas. All right. Cool. All right, guys, let me get my notebook and we'll get this thing cooking. All right, ninjas. I hope you guys are ready. Now we're cooking with gas. Oh. Welcome to the stream, ninjas. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We are live. We are in the house now. Let me see here. All right. So, guys, I'm using multiple things here. Okay. Everything is good. I'm streaming on multiple platforms right now, using different services, different accesses. So give me O slashes on one chat. Actually, I'm gonna hold on 1 sec, ninjas. Okay, bam. I got multiple chats here now. Okay, guys. Now that I'm looking at all, because guys, I'm running multiple things here. Give me O slash there. Actually, give me ones. That way I'll know it'll be good. Give me ones if everything is good, guys. Give me ones if everything is good. Give me ones. I'm using like both my phones right now to monitor this for you guys. Give me ones and I'll know that we are good. All right, I'm seeing ones coming on Rumble. Trying to see the ones coming in on YouTube. All right, cool. All right, there's a little bit of a lag. All right. Awesome. Okay. This is good. We pulled it off. All right, man. Nice. Yeah, so chat, me and Bill's, I apologize for the delay. I know I said I was going to start at 6:15, but not too bad. I'm in a different studio. Okay, I'm using different technology. We almost like kind of ran a jerry rig here to, get you guys this stream up on multiple different platforms and stream at 1080p. Because as you guys know, sometimes when I stream on YouTube, it's a 720. So on YouTube, I should be 1080. On X, I should be 1080. And we are definitely doing well now. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to cover the Diddy case. And I also want to talk some politics. I haven't been able to talk about what's going on with the war over in Gaza for a bit. So I definitely want to cover that as well. Me and Ak covered quite a bit yesterday. We covered some of the more important testimony from yesterday because, as you guys know, the testimony from some of the people like Carrie and some other people, like it wasn't as interesting or that important. And Carrie Morgan, for those of you guys that are wondering, is Cassie's best friend. She was there during a lot of the situations. Her and Cassie ended up falling out because Diddy ended up hitting her with a clothes hanger, and she got like $30K to not, file suit against him. So, okay, let me see here. Got my little energy drink here, guys. We're going hard in the paint, man. So, yeah, I'm alone on this one, guys. But we're going to be able to talk about a bunch of stuff, man. We'll be able to cover a bunch of stuff. We'll cover the trial. We'll cover what's coming up, and we'll cover some Middle Eastern stuff. I think it's going to be a good time. And maybe I'll give some other commentary on stuff. What else? I was going to say, LaMonica McIver, since I'm in New Jersey, I got to say this. One of the politicians out here got hit, got arrested, got hit with a criminal complaint, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for assaulting an ICE agent, 18 U.S.C. 111. And the liberals and the Democrats are going absolutely crazy right now. As you guys know, I covered this last week, I think, or last time I was in Miami, how the mayor of Newark, Helena, the Attorney General for the United States of New Jersey, the District of New Jersey, the Attorney General here, she dismissed the complaint against the mayor for the trespassing, but she kept up, she charged the other woman, LaMonica McIver, which is a very strange name, but she ended up hitting her with a criminal complaint for 18 U.S.C. 111. And you guys know 111, I actually have done that myself. It's impeding and or, interfering or obstructing a law enforcement officer from doing their job. So I think or assaulting. What she ended up doing was, I think she pushed an ICE agent or an ICE officer, and they basically arrested her for that. So interesting stuff, funny stuff. Let's see here if there's any chats. Make sure I don't miss any of you guys on the chats. And I actually will have access. I should have access to look at. Yes, I have access to look at the dashboard. So yes, guys, you can super chat as well. This is going to be good because we'll be able to really get this thing fully going here, where I can see what's going on with you guys. So this is good. I literally have both chats here. So if you guys want to donate, get involved in the show, MyronGainsX.com or Rumble Rantin if you're watching on Rumble or Council Club In. I'm getting all the chats, so I can see everything that you guys send in. Let me go ahead and just close this Rumble Studio here. Keep that there. Having a second phone definitely is helpful. I'll tell you guys that. That's for sure. That is definitely helpful. Okay. Boom. All right. What else in news? Yeah, so she got hit with a criminal complaint. If I was on the desktop, there's a desktop over there, but it's fine. I'm just gonna stay here. I don't want to mess nothing up since I'm in here solo, guys. But yeah, she got arrested, or she's gonna get arrested. I know a criminal complaint was filed, so that's crazy. And the Democrats are losing their minds over this. I mean, but she shouldn't have fucking put her hands on an ICE agent. Like, that's so dumb, or an ICE officer in that case. What else? But let's get into the trial, guys. We'll get into the trial, then we'll talk some Middle Eastern foreign policy stuff after, okay? So the witness that came today, guys, was the witness today is a guy named David James, okay? And this guy was Diddy's personal assistant from 2007 to 2009. He started his testimony yesterday, but he ended up finishing his testimony today. But just to kind of give you guys a full picture, I'm going to read his testimony from yesterday and then go into today because we didn't really get into too much detail with it yesterday because I had because I was there with Akademiks and we were talking, which was a great discussion, by the way, with Akademiks. If you guys didn't see it, Drewski sent $1. He goes, Related to the Diddler case, Myron, my girl wants me to tie her up. Ever done that before? Any advice? Bro, after this Diddy case, bro, you might want to chill out with any of the crazy stuff, man. People need to chill out with anything, any fetishes or whatever, bro. Everybody got to fall back on that, man. Bobby Trauma W coverage. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. Also, guys, I think we're going to run a subathon this Friday, so I think I'm going to go back to Miami. I'm either going to go back tomorrow or Thursday. Kid Cudi is supposed to testify either tomorrow or Thursday, chat. Right now, there's a special agent on the stand that ran the search warrant in Miami, as I correctly predicted. They're bringing in all the agents that ran the search warrants. So the guy out of Miami is here, and it's funny because he's in the field. He's in the field office that I came from. New guy with 5 years on, which basically means like 3. He was a former marshal before that. But anyway, let's get into the coverage right now with this stuff. And guys, do me a favor. We already got a bunch of you ninjas in here watching. Don't forget to like the video. Okay, don't forget to like the video. We already got 2,000 plus you guys in here. So like the video. We got 2.3 on here, and then a bunch more on Rumble. So yeah, like 700 plus on Rumble. So yeah, we got like 3,000 you guys in here already, and we just started this thing. All right. So the first, so the witness came in, and he came in. He was the last witness yesterday. He is government witness number 6, David James. Okay, he was Diddy's personal assistant from 2007 to 2009. He's on a thumbnail. Okay, he was subpoenaed 2 different times. Okay, to come in. He went to Michigan State, graduated in 2005. He was a executive assistant with a company before moving into fashion, assistant for Diddy. He found an article in the New York Times. That's how he found the job, actually. Interestingly enough. Let's see here. He applied multiple times in 2007. Went to his interview in 1710 Broadway. 15 people were there waiting for the interview. Bashara interviewed him. There was a pic of Diddy, and she said, "We are all here to serve him." And this was weird because when she said that, the guy kind of like got emotional when she said that, because he was there at the interview, and there was like a picture of Diddy on the side, and she was like, hey, we're all here to serve him. So he got emotional when she said when he told that story, which is a little weird, but whatever. Then he got a packet of questions, right? For like as a part of his thing, he had a week to turn his packet of questions in. It was a variety of questions on managing schedules, scheduling trips, boots for San Trophy. Oh, books. Okay, like booking things for Diddy, right, etc. And they had a week to do it. He ended up doing it in a weekend. He came back on Monday with the thing completed, and it was they were like, oh shit, they were very impressed. He met Dia and Diddy in the office for the second interview. Diddy asked him 2 questions. How do you compile a spreadsheet based on my preferences in my preferences in Miami? And the second question is, why would you make a good assistant? And he literally said, I can't stop, won't stop. It's like you need to get that boom tis. But yeah, what would make you a good assistant? Yeah, can't stop, won't stop. And for those that are unaware, Diddy would commonly say that, can't stop, won't stop. Anyway, he got hired pretty quick. Got hired in May of 2007. One other named Tommy got hired as well. Other assistants that worked for him were Genevieve, Hector, Lank, Barb. He went through a lot of personal assistants, as you guys are going to see here. Diddy was very demanding. Dia was his boss. Dia was the person that hired this guy. She was the chief of staff at the time. And again, the guy's name is David James. Okay, was Diddy's personal assistant from 2007 to 2009. So this was how he kind of did things, right? So he was with Diddy every day. He had to be there like 30 minutes before he woke up. He would have business files ready and documents ready for him prior to him waking up. And all news that mentioned him within 24 hours. He would schedule his business meetings, call security, let them know when Diddy's about to leave. He would work until about 5 or 6 p.m. and then they'd go get dinner. After they got dinner, because he'd be doing meetings throughout the day, Diddy would. After they got dinner, Diddy would go to the studio and he'd be there until about 3 a.m. Then they'd take him back home or anywhere else he wanted to go, whether it was a club or whatever. and then they go to sleep. And then Diddy would give him a time that he needed to be there the next day. So let's say they got there at 4 a.m. Diddy would tell him, all right, be back here. We want to roll out by 9. So he had to be there by 8:30 at the house ready to go, right, with all the documents ready. He made $70,000 a year, this guy. This is in 2007, so roughly this is like maybe $100K nowadays, guys. This is damn near 20 years ago now at this point. And he also got overtime. He worked 6 to 7 days a week, and there were many times, he said, where he would work 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row. They worked him to the bone. He was working, almost 20-hour days, he was saying. He had a rider, which is basically a list of items to be prepared at all different locations, at the hotels versus at concerts, etc. He stayed with Diddy in Miami, Los Angeles, and New York. D-Rock, Malik, Bonds, and Uncle Paulie were all security, including Big Tim. He didn't see any illegal weapons held by security. Bonds, Paulie, Tim told him to stay in his lane because he got a little too overzealous, and they were the security, these guys, in the beginning. Let's see here. Diddy had a house in Alpine, New Jersey. He showed him a pic of. Then they showed him a pic of Chef Jordan. Okay, this lighter-skinned black woman. They asked him if did he had any girlfriends. He said yes. He had Kim Porter, Sarah, Tara, Yana, and Cassie. He met Cassie at Diddy's house in Miami. She came down for a weekend to be with Diddy when he rented a yacht. Diddy was trying to impress her. This is roughly 2007. He only had 2 conversations with Cassie. First one was in Star Island in 2007, where her and her friend Carrie, the blonde white girl, they were smoking cigarettes, kind of look out into the water, and then Cassie says, man, this lifestyle is crazy. And then he responded, if it's crazy, why don't you just leave? And she goes, nah, he pays for all my stuff and an allowance and a career. So he was already taking care of her in 2007. Now, for those of you that are wondering, when it comes to the trip to Miami, at the time, guys, she was dating Ryan Leslie. They were together for roughly 3 years when she cheated on him with Diddy. So, and the way it went was like they had this like little affair where on her 21st birthday she kissed Diddy. Then they met up secretly in hotels for a period of a few weeks or a few months. And then finally he invited her to come down to Miami. They got like a flyer going. They created like an event for her to go to. So she had some plausible deniability. And then she ended up going down to Miami and hooking up with Diddy. He rented a yacht and they smashed on the boat. Okay. And that was how things pretty much got started. Okay. And that completed the first day of testimony for him. That was what he said yesterday. Okay. Now we're going to get into today. So let me just make sure I don't miss any of the chats here. We got Gaz says, Osama bin Myron, what's up, bro? You're looking very aged for not personally dealing with after-hour retards. Is everything okay? I'm fine, bro. I'm literally fine. I don't know why you guys are so worried. It's called working, guys. I know it's hard to understand, but yes, I am fine. I love the content, Myron. G-Day from Australia. Appreciate that. What do you think about girls' trips, specifically if it's going to another country to see the family? Also, did you see Patel and Bongino say Epstein definitely killed himself? Total sellouts. Oh, yeah. I saw that as well. Oh, man. We got a lot to talk about when I get back to Miami. Yeah, I mean, dude, if she's going to go see her family, that's a bit different, and she's traveling with her family. But that really depends on the girl, bro. Every girl is different. There's some girls that you definitely don't want them leaving your sight. But then again, you don't want to wipe those thoughts anyway, bro. That's just going to be a nightmare. Let's see here. Let's see. And then also the second time he talked to her, they went to the Sundance Music Festival and they looked at her track list and she was very happy, but the album never came out. And that actually completed his testimony. I apologize. That's what actually completed his testimony, chat. Let me see here. All right. Okay. Over the convo and okay, and then also he said that he was in a car with Diddy. He overheard a convo with Diddy in Manhattan with his friend, and he asked how was Cass and Kim. He said Kim is my queen, and he said Cass is good, but he got her right where he wants her. She's young and moldable. So this is what Diddy said back in like 2007, and then Cass wanted to act and model. And yeah, okay. So now this brings us into today. So today, guys, I was not in the main courtroom. I went in a little bit later. I was like, man, I got to sleep a little bit, man. I'm dead. Because as you guys know, I finished my stream with Akademiks last night pretty late, which seems like you guys enjoyed that stream, by the way. Let me see here. We got a good amount of views on it as well, which is awesome. Makes me very happy to see. And guys, the channel's been jumping, man. Channel has definitely been jumping. We are cooking. You guys are enjoying the content. But we're gonna bring back the, I'm still gonna cover the Diddy case, guys. Don't worry. When I leave here and I go back to Miami, I'm still gonna be covering the Diddy case. I'm not going to stop covering it. I'm gonna call one of the guys I know here, and what's gonna happen is he's just gonna give me an update every time for every day. So I don't have to stay out here because I do want to, get back to Miami and, get back to being able to, be on a computer and talk to you guys and react to stuff and everything else like that. So yeah. Yeah, and I'm demonetized, guys. So guess what? You guys are saying I'm over here gray and everything else like that. This is all for free for you guys, man. This is all for free, man. I'm spending my own money, covering the hotels, the travel, everything else like that. Doing it all myself, and I'm completely demonetized. Most other YouTubers would never be, well, number one, they would never be here. They would never do this, and they wouldn't, do all this while not getting paid. A lot of these niggas are thirsty for AdSense revenue. Hey, it is what it is. Hopefully one day we get remonetized, but if we don't, it is what it is, man. Fuck YouTube. They're super, it's like a two-tier justice system over there, man. So, yeah, man, it sucks, but still grinding, man. Still grinding no matter what. Get paid or not, still grinding. So, yeah. Okay. So that brings us to the testimony of today. Okay. So they talked about D-Rock and Suge Knight. Okay, so apparently the story goes they were in LA and they want to get some burgers, and they found out that Suge Knight was there. And D-Rock approaches Suge Knight in a silver Navigator. He sees and hears, and the assistant, this guy, James, sees and hears D-Rock, and D-Rock, guys, is Diddy's, one of his main security guys, okay? He hears him talking to Suge Knight. He said, what's up to Suge? And Suge doesn't recognize him. And he says, oh, you don't know who I am? I'm Biggie's boy. He's like, oh, what are you doing here? You know you're supposed to tell me when you're in town. And he goes, getting money, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what's up. And then they shook hands, which is kind of weird. But anyway, D-Rock came back to the car, and then they went back. And then when they go back to the house, right, he says he sees Cassie and Diddy in front of the house arguing. So they went to this burger place and they started arguing or whatever. The story doesn't make too much sense because in one situation it's like, was Diddy in the car with you guys when you guys were at the burger spot, or did you guys pick him up later? Excuse me. So that was a little bit confusing because I came in at this point in the testimony. But the point, the bottom line is this. Let me just summarize this for y'all. He gets out the car, right? And he's being cross-examined, by the way. When I'm coming in, he's getting cross-examined by defense. This is why there's this disconnect. But the long story short is this. D-Rock and Suge had a discussion. Seemed fine. Then they get back to the house. He tries to go back to the house. This is in L.A. And Diddy's like, no, get in another car. So they get in a Suburban, a black Suburban, instead of a Lincoln Navigator. Lincoln Navigator is what they originally saw Suge with and talked to him. Then they get back to the house. Diddy's arguing with Cassie. Apparently he finds out that they had spoken with Suge. Then they get back in the black Suburban and drive back over there. And he said that Diddy had 3 guns on his lap. Okay? And here, this is kind of funny. Because like the defense attorney's like, okay, so like, do you realize what you guys are about to be engaged in? And he was like, well, yeah, it wasn't ideal for me to be in this situation, but I was here. So the assistant was kind of funny because you could tell he didn't want to be there. He had got subpoenaed twice and he didn't want to testify. So he was kind of making jokes and like saying some funny shit when he was testifying. People were laughing, so that was good. And then they also asked him, did you meet with attorneys about this situation? Because he claimed he didn't tell this story, guys, on earlier interviews with the government. But then we found why. The defense asked him, did you get a proffer letter, a 5K proffer letter? And he said, yes. What's a proffer letter, guys? So a proffer letter is basically an agreement between a subject and the government. And what it does is the subject is able to speak to the government. It's also known as king or queen for a day. 5K, proffer, same shit. Safety valve also very similar, where you're able to sit down with the government and tell them, or give information, okay, without getting prosecuted. Now, when I spoke with Akademiks yesterday, I told him, look, dude, I think a lot of these people that they brought in are getting proffer letters because this is a RICO case. You're supposed to have co-conspirators. You can make the argument that Cassie and some of these other people, like this assistant who's literally in the car with him with 3 guns, like they are involved in a conspiracy because they're assisting him because they are members of this criminal organization, the Enterprise, aka Bad Boy, right? And they're involved in getting the escorts and all these crimes. So how the hell are they not getting prosecuted? And then it hit me. When the defense was cross-examining a lot of these witnesses, the defense would ask, when you sat down with the government, they didn't say when you sat down with agents, when you sat down with the government, or they would say when you sat down with prosecutors. That right there, ding, ding, ding. I was like, okay, if they're sitting down with prosecutors, 9 out of 10 times that means they're getting a proffer because prosecutors don't like to be in interviews unless it's a proffer, okay? Because then they're witness to a crime. Now, with that said, if the person's getting a proffer, they're not witness, like that person's cooperating with the government, that they're not really witnesses as much. Does that make sense, chat? Does that make sense? So like an AUSA, for example, would never want to be in an interview with like one of the main targets. They would try to avoid that if they could. But when it comes to interviewing witnesses that want to cooperate with a 5K, well, guess who's got to give you that 5K letter? The AUSA's office got to get it. Who's going to get it for you? The United States Attorney's Office. The United States Attorney's Office is going to get you the letter, but the AUSA is going to be the one to actually, write it up and get it signed by their manager and then give it to you so you can give it to the guy, right? And you're sitting there with your AUSA and you're asking questions. So they asked him, James, did you get a 5K letter? And he said yes, because, and it makes sense because he didn't get charged in this conspiracy or in this RICO case because he was there in the car with Diddy when he had 3 guns on his lap and D-Rock was driving. 3 guns, 3 individuals. What were they trying to do? Go get Suge, right? Thankfully, nothing ended up happening. They didn't find him. But that's when it hit me when he said he got a proffer letter. So I am of the impression that everyone that spoke with agents and attorneys got a 5K letter. Who do we know so far? Cassie, James, and Dawn. I know for a fact that these 3 witnesses spoke with the government and spoke with prosecutors. Okay? That's the telltale sign. If they spoke with prosecutors, more than likely they got a proffer letter. And that is why we're seeing only Diddy get indicted in a RICO case, which is crazy because it's literally racketeering and conspiracy, which means for a conspiracy to exist, you need more than one person. You need like 2 people or more, right? But it's only Diddy that got charged with this shit. So they wanted him that bad where they say, you know what, we'll give all you niggas proffer letters. Just snitch on Diddy, right? And that's what ended up happening. And then he said he never told this story to anyone except for his wife because the defense, when they're hitting him with cross-examination, is like, why didn't you tell this story before? And that's how they were able to get the proffer letter information out, which I thought was interesting. And it confirmed what I suspected literally yesterday when I was on the Akademiks stream, that I said I think a lot of these guys got proffer letters. So when I saw that he got one, I was like, yeah, they definitely gave one to Cassie and everybody else too. Because you can make the argument that Cassie was knee-deep in this shit. Cassie was the one getting the escorts. She was paying them. She was booking their flights. She was like coordinating for them to travel. She was the one calling them, telling them, hey, we need you in LA. Hey, we need you in Miami. Hey, we need you in Italy. Hey, we need you to travel with us. And a lot of these strippers were New York-based. They weren't Miami-based. Some of them were. But a lot of the strippers that they used mostly, Jules and I think a guy named Dave or some shit like that, they were New York-based. they were New York based. So that is affecting interstate commerce by bringing them down to Miami or LA to do this stuff, or Atlanta. Okay. Let me look at the chat real quick. Okay, so we got here, Yasser says, what do you think about, oh no, sorry. SLV says, he sent 2 questions. Okay, SLV goes 1 out of 2. In reference to the raid post-Cassie arc, did the investigators get asked on whether they inquired, speculated on these items, on who these items were being currently used with? No, they did not say who they were used with. They just found the items and seized them, which we're going to talk about that when I talk about the agent's testimony, because the agent that ran the Miami search warrant was there today. He testified. He was the last one to testify. They're going to pick up with him again tomorrow, and then Kid Cudi might come in. If this question is/was brought up, could it contribute to a pattern for the RICO predicates? I wonder who the most recent freak-off queen was. Oh, yes, the sex trafficking is a predicate crime for the RICO, yes. Don Feo says, W. Myron, best cook at the show. I got you, man. I got you. Thanks for your hard work. Yesterday's show, Akademiks, was fire. Pro got remonetized. Hopefully you guys will too soon. We need to get more normies to wake up. Keep the good work. We're going to keep supporting the cause. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. That's why, honestly, subbing on Rumble, on Fresh Affair on Rumble is going to be the best thing. We're going to run a subathon on Friday when I get back. So the grind doesn't stop. That's how we're able to, guys, honestly, the subathon and like House Club, those are the things that allow me to like come here and make this kind of content, despite the fact that like we're completely demonetized, right? And this is how we're able to stay fairly independent. At this point, like YouTube is just like for exposure, which is fine, right? It is what it is. Could be worse, But the YouTube demonetization, we've definitely lost millions. I'll be honest with y'all, we've definitely lost millions. But that's kind of what comes with the territory when you tell the truth or when you talk about certain topics. We told you guys from before, enjoy us while you can, because we knew that this was this was always on the horizon, that we might get demonetized or whatever. Because I don't just talk about criminal, true crime stuff. I talk about politics, women, dating, intersexual dynamics, all that stuff, and feminism is here, man. So it's like, bro, you talk about red pill stuff, they get all butthurt and shit. So yeah. Our affiliation with Andrew Tate, they try to jam us up in there as well. That's why we lost our Instagrams. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. Haters gonna hate. How's a proffer agreement different from something like, say, an Alford plea, which is what Gunna took? Because an Alford plea is basically pleading guilty. A 5K proffer, you're not going to jail. You're not pleading guilty. You actually avoid being charged. That's the difference between an Alford plea. So yeah. But yeah, this is what happens, man, when you tell the truth, guys. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, like I said, the subathons and everything else like that, that's how we keep cooking, chat. So we're definitely gonna be we're gonna do a subathon on Friday. I think we got something planned for you guys special with traveling internationally. Might do some debates, if you guys know what I'm saying. So that'll be a good time. So and shout out to my guy Akademiks for letting me use the studio, by the way, guys. I'm using one of Akademiks' studios here, guys. So shout out to him for allowing me to use it. Okay. Let's keep going. He traveled with Diddy. Some of the locations he went with Diddy were Saint Tropez, London, Morocco, Ibiza. That was internationally. Domestically, they spent a significant amount of time in Atlanta, LA, Miami, New York City. He had all the relevant business records, like I explained to you guys before. He worked from 2007 to 2009, May 2007 to May 2009. So exactly 2 years. Diddy was very involved in his business. This is something that he said, that Diddy was extremely involved in his business. He gave an example where Diddy basically wanted to, he was getting like a fragrance stuff for Sean John. So what ended up happening was he flew some people out to Saint Tropez, and just so that he can personally like smell the samples that they had so he can make a decision while he was on his yacht. He was on vacation, but he flew these people in just so he could do that. So basically, Diddy was extremely hands-on with all of his businesses, whether it was, obviously making the music, the Sean, John, etc. And he gave that example. He said Diddy's celebrity, obviously, when people came up to him asking for autographs, he would normally decline. And even when they would sign things and mail it out, it was really him that signed it and his assistants. Diddy was not necessarily a gracious person. He would have 3-hour dinners between 5 to 7. They'd go to the studio from 3 to 4 a.m. He would be advancing locations like I discussed on the first day, where he would have things ready to go at the hotels. The baby oil, all that other stuff. He said that he would not charge the baby on the sexual stuff on the business cards because Diddy did not want that being shown as expenses. He might have done it once or twice, but he didn't do it. The defense asked him, did you ever buy drugs without Diddy's authorization? He said, yeah, he bought some drugs in Saint Tropez for potentially Nelly Cooper. Let's see here. He got an altercation with a chef. That Jordan girl that I told you guys about, that was Diddy's chef. He squeezed her wrists and said, stay in your fucking lane. Apparently they got in an argument. And it was reported to Dia. So chef Diddy had this chef. Her name was like Jordan, right? And her and this guy James got in an argument, and I guess he got mad and like squeezed the hell out of her wrists. And she reported to Dia, who was the chief of staff at the time. And Dia told Diddy, and this is funny because Diddy brings him in. He says, hey, bro, you can't be beating women. If you do it again, I'm going to fire you. Like, bro, you can't make this shit up, man. And everyone in the courtroom started laughing that I was in, bro. It was like, nigga said, you can't be beating women. Like, bruh, what? You? Of all people saying this? You over here fucking hitting Cassie with the Shoryukens and shit like that? And you over here telling this nigga that he can't squeeze wrists? Come on, man. Come on, man. What the fuck? So, comedy. Straight comedy. Straight fucking comedy, man. Diddy was like, only I could do that shit, bro. You niggas can't be beating up women. That's only me. Right? So, okay, what else here? So, you can't put your hands on women is exactly what he said. And he said he would fire him if it happened again. And he said he told him to go apologize, write her a letter, and get her a gift. And then the defense attorney asked him, what'd you get her? And he said he got her a blunt. And she accepted the apology, and they were cool after that. Bro got her a blunt. Bro, this nigga was funny, man. The courtroom was laughing when he was saying the shit that he was saying. He got her a blunt. Let's see here. Oh, remember when I told you guys that Diddy said that Cass is moldable and that she's young and impressionable, and then he said Kim is his soulmate. He said that to a guy named Chris Lighty when they were in the car. It was a guy named Chris Lighty. I don't know who that is, but I'm assuming some of you guys in here that are music niggas know who that is. Chris Lighty is who he said that to in the vehicle. Okay. Also, guys, do me a favor, like the video. Okay, like the video. Okay. So he also admitted that he used ecstasy and smoked weed. And then the defense tried to get him on this. So they said, you and Bonds was a security guard for Diddy, right? He says, you and Bonds pick up 2 escorts. And he was like, well, I didn't know that they're escorts. And what ended up happening was James, this, again, his personal assistant, and Bonds got these 2 chicks from a hotel lobby in LA, and they brought them back to Diddy's house. Diddy wasn't home. Diddy was at a hotel, probably doing a freak off, as you guys know. Diddy would often do freak offs. So nobody was at the house. So Bonds and him brought this girl back. And he didn't tell Diddy at all. Diddy had no idea about this. And he ended up having sex with this girl. And after he had sex with her, she said she wanted $200. And he was like, what the fuck? And he went to Bonds like, dude, why is this girl asking me for money? And Bonds was like, bro, just pay her the money. We don't want to deal with no headaches, bro. Like, what the hell? Just pay her. And he was like, fuck. So he gave her $200. And then the girl said, hey, can I shower? And he goes, yeah, it's going to be $200. Bro said this shit on testimony, guys. Bro said that. Not only did he say it on testimony, not only did he say this on testimony and he said it under oath, he said it on cross-examination. Bro, What the fuck, man? This trial's like become like a fucking like cloud show. Like he literally said that, like, because he was pissed that he had to pay this $200, bro. Oh my God, man. Yo, it's one thing to say that shit. It's another thing to say that shit on cross-examination, bro. So, and then also on cross-examination, so the lawyer asked him, I wrote down like all the jokes. The lawyer asked him, Diddy's lead attorney was the one that was asking the questions. And he goes, hey, so did the government, because the whole thing with the gun, remember the whole Diddy with the lap thing and the guns and how he didn't mention it before? He asked him, did the government prepare you for this? Prepare you for this 2 hours ago with the gun thing? And he was like, well, yeah, we spoke about it briefly, but I don't remember the exact details. Like, what the fuck? This was 2 hours ago. What do you mean you don't remember the details? Like, well, I just don't recall. Okay, whatever. And he said that, hold on. Sorry, chat. I'm getting the notes here. 3 guns. Okay, so basically what the AUSA told him was that they were going to question him on his inconsistencies in the story. And then the lawyer asked and he talked about like the lawyer style. He was like, yeah, and then he was like, the lawyer told me that you guys are gonna question me on my inconsistencies in the story, and they also told me about your style. And he was like, oh really? Okay, what'd they say about my style? They said that. Then he was like, that you're a good lawyer, blah blah. He was like, so they were just like having some banter or whatever. And again, guys, this is on cross-examination. Remember, guys, cross-examination is when the defense attorney is questioning the government witness. So he's over here cracking jokes with the prosecutor that's like trying to destroy his credibility. And again, I think he was fairly honest on some stuff, but like at some point he also like didn't want to testify. They subpoenaed his ass, so he had to show up. So I think he was trolling, having a good time as well. But yeah, the $200 thing was hilarious. Let's see here. Oh, another thing. So Diddy asked him to go to New Jersey. So he got home one day, I think in Alpine, New Jersey, and Diddy told his assistant, "Hey, I need you to go to the police and make a police report that there was an assault and Jordana hit me." Right? So he's like, "Okay, no problem." So he said that he was gonna. So he said he was gonna go to the police. He ended up just taking a joyride for like an hour in New Jersey and just came back, and he never went to the police and filed the report, despite the fact that Diddy thought he filed the report. So he lied to Diddy as well, because he didn't want to file a false police report, is what he said. Let's see here. Let's see. And then the defense went up and said, "Oh, so you lied to Diddy?" He was like, "Yes." And then let's see here if I missed anything. All right, cool. So so he got out the stand, right? Funny witness. And then the next witness I got on the stand, guys, was Cassie's mom. I did not see this coming. Regina Ventura, which is kind of weird because, gosh, I could have sworn she was in the courtroom, but I guess it wasn't. It must have been someone else. I thought it was Cassie's mom that was in the courtroom, but I think it was maybe her aunt or someone else that looked just like her. Because when Cassie was in the courtroom, there was her brother and what I thought was her mom with short hair, but it was not her mom. It was someone else, but she looked just like her. So she might have been a cousin or an aunt or something like that, or maybe even a girlfriend of her brother. So who knows? Because her brother and her husband were there as well. So okay, guys, do me a favor. We got 1.2K likes. Let's get to 2,000, guys. I'm going to keep going. We're going to get into Regina Ventura's testimony, who is Cassie's mom. So like the video for me, guys. Like the video. Like the video for me. Let's get to 2,000 likes. I'll read some of these chats. And again, as you guys know, we're completely demonetized. if you guys want to support, tune in on Friday. You don't have to donate $1 on this show. I don't even care. You guys don't want to donate money, that's fine. I want you guys to support when we run our subathon on Friday. I think I'm going to go for 24 hours with you ninjas. I think I'm going to go 24 hours for you ninjas. Guy says, stay out of Europe when you travel, bro. We need you to be free. Yeah, I know, man. Tutu Flamingo, $50. Thank you so much. Appreciate that so much. Guy says, can we get a Dan Bilzerian on for a debrief show with a JQ session? Yeah, I guess. He lost $800 million, guys. Dan Bilzerian lost $800 million because of this bullshit, bro. So that's why, like, I would, like, you know, when I say I lost millions, for the, you know, getting demonetized, bro, look, I'm still able to buy real estate. I'm still able to, you know, live a pretty good life, even though you guys call me a bum all the time. You know, you guys make fun of my boots and shit like that, right? And my dusty hoodie, right? But hey, man, you know, I'm a minimalist, man. I'm a minimalist. I will dye my hair though. It's been a bit since I've dyed my hair. I was rocking out the salt and pepper, but I think it's time that I go back to dye my shit black. Angie normally dyes my stuff. She wanted to dye my stuff before I came out for this New York thing, actually. She was telling me, hey, let me dye your hair. She even bought the fucking stuff. But I was like, nah, I'm just going to rock the salt and pepper. But I'm going to go back to dyeing it when I get back. So yeah. And shout out to, once again to DJ Akademiks for hooking it up and let me use this studio. I'm just going to use, every time I come to New York, I'm just going to use this, honestly. This is a pretty good setup. It's good. I know how to use all the stuff because, you know, he uses like the same equipment that I use because I put them on, you know what I'm saying? So, now Ak is my guy, man. Ak is my guy. As much as people talk shit, Akademiks is he's a good dude, bro. He really is. I fucking love that guy. Yeah, all my friends, man. Ak, the Tates, all these guys. The Tates are doing well as well. I've been talking with Andrew about this Diddy case. It's fucking crazy, man. So so shout out to all my guys, man. Justin Waller, Sterling, Tates, Akademiks. Got a, you know, great circle of friends, man. I can't complain, really, truly do. Okay. Are we at 2,000 likes yet, ninjas? Guys, I'm waiting for the 2,000 likes. We're at 1.5. Come on, man. Come on. Like the goddamn video. Like the goddamn video. Oh, I also got some funny ass shit to share with you guys. I got some really funny shit to share with you guys. I got some funny stuff, funny shorts that are going to come out. All right, we're punching back. And when I punch back, it's going to hurt, as you guys know. When I punch back, they take my videos down. They lobby to get my videos taken down. But I think on this one, we're going to be cooking we're going to be cooking real bad. But yeah, guys. Well, like the video, guys. I'm waiting for you, ninjas. Like the goddamn video. Also, guys, you can donate and get involved in the show on MyronGainsX.com. I have access to it. I'm looking at my stream elements right now. So feel free to use that. I'm looking at it. Let's see here. Still waiting for you ninjas. We're at 1 point. I see 1.5K likes. Let me refresh the page. It might not be fair that All right, well, 1.6. Come on, guys. 400 more likes. 400 more likes, my ninjas. $400 more likes. And guys, we just crossed into 256,000 subscribers, man. We are cooking, chat. Cooking. We got 12.2 million views for the month. 1 million watch time hours. 35K for the month. New subscribers. It's a fucking blessing, like I said. I should be making like 50K right now a month, but it's zero. Doing this shit for free. But it's fine because at the end of the day, giving you guys this information, teach you guys this stuff, covering politics with, you know, yeah, I'm losing out a lot of money. Yeah, chat. Yeah, I see you guys are saying, what the fuck? Yeah, bro. I'm losing somewhere with this amount of views and this amount of watch time, 1 million watch time, 12.2 million views. Yeah, probably somewhere between $10,000 and $50,000. Easy. Maybe even more. I'm losing out on, but it's fine. Still going to keep doing the stream, still going to be consistent regardless of whether I get paid or not, because I love you guys. I want to make the content. I enjoy making the content. I enjoy educating you guys on a lot of this stuff. I enjoy reporting this stuff for you guys. And, you know, I just like it, man. Like, you know, we got a Rumble deal. Shout out to Rumble, right? We work with Rumble. So that's how we're able to keep the show running, despite the fact that we're demonetized. Because I'll tell you how this, no other YouTuber, bro, would be doing this shit demonetized for 2 years. No fucking way. No way. No fucking way. All right, what's the likes at? And you guys don't got to donate $1. The only thing I ask is that you guys like the video. What are we at? Are we at 2,000 yet so I can keep going? We're 1.8. 200 more, guys. 200 more. Come on. 200 more likes. 200 more likes and we'll get this thing going. We're 1.8. We are at 1.8. Still waiting, ninjas. You guys just sitting there watching the show, not liking a goddamn video. All right, we're 1.8 still. Come on, guys. How many do we guys? I got 1,000. Oh, yeah, we got like 6,000 you guys in here, man. Between Rumble and YouTube, we got like 6,000, 7,000 you guys in here. All right, we're 1.9. 100 more, guys. 100 more. Smash that like button. This is how we get the engagement up. All right, we hit the 2. Let's keep cooking. I'm a man of my word. All right. Now we're going to get into witness number, I think, 8 now at this point. Okay, so the witness list so far, Chad, is this. Number 1, Officer Flores, security guy for Intercontinental. Witness number 2, Phillips, the escort / stripper that was having sex with Cassie. Witness number 3, Cassie. Witness number 4, Special Agent Vinda from Homeland Security. Witness number 5, see, I'm already forgetting here. We had so many goddamn witnesses. Dawn from Danny Kane. Witness number 6, David James. And then witness number 7 is the mom, Regina Ventura. So, okay, Regina Ventura, she's from New London, Connecticut, been living there for 57 years. She has 2 kids, and she's retired. She met Sean, a.k.a. Diddy Combs. In 2006, Cassie was signed to Bad Boy. That's where she met him at her signing for Bad Boy. Diddy was her boss, and then they started living. Then they started dating, and they lived in New York City, then moved to L.A. Always saw Cassie on the holidays. Cassie came home in the Christmas of 2011. They show her photo from December 23rd, 2011, email and that she emailed her and Capricorn. So what ended up happening, guys, was Cassie sent an email to her mom and Capricorn. Okay, and the email says, Diddy will release 2 sex tapes of her, and he will hurt her. But if he does hurt her, it won't be with his hands, and he will be out of the country. Okay? Then also, crazy story, which wasn't revealed before, Diddy wanted $20,000 from Cassie's parents because Cassie was cheating on him, and he had invested like $20,000 in her, and he fell slighted, so he wanted $20,000. So they refinanced their house, okay, and took that money out. And they sent the money to Diddy's bookkeeper, $20K. So she went down to the Charter Oak Credit Union. They sent the money by wire to the Bad Boy account, but the money came back 4 to 5 days later. Okay. And the reason why they did it, because on direct, this is on government's direct. The reason why they paid the $20K was because they were scared for their daughter. They also shared Cassie's injuries. And she claimed that she was beaten by Diddy. Remember how I told you guys that after Diddy found out that she was hooking up with Kid Cudi, he gave her a Spartan kick at his house in L.A.? Well, because her and Kid Cudi started messing with each other in late 2011. When they started messing with each other in late 2011, her and Kid Cudi, Diddy found out about this and he was pissed off because he was the one that put her in touch with Kid Cudi to make music. Back in 2011, guys, Kid Cudi was pretty popular. He had, Memories and all this other shit. So he was a very popular artist back then, despite the fact that he's very sus with the belly shirts and everything. But that's a whole other story. So he got pissed off and he had a meeting with Cassie and his people were there. And he fucking, literally, I guess we could show you guys my boot. He gave her the sparring kick, bang, right? Just like that, in the ass. And she like fell over and hurt herself and she got bruised. And when she went back home to Connecticut, her mom saw this and took pictures on a Polaroid. Okay? So she had a bruise on her lower back, butt area, her leg, her thigh, the front of her thigh or front of her quad, or on her quad. And she also had a bruise on her arm, if I'm not mistaken, from the photos that I saw. Okay? Let's see here. Also, she admitted that Kid Cudi did come to New London for a few days. Okay? They showed her a photo of Mia, but they did not show Mia to the court. They saw the interaction. They said that they interacted in April of 2012 between Mia and Mia's another victim, by the way, just so you guys know. And that's a pseudonym. That is not the real name. That is a fake name that the government is using for her. She's probably going to testify towards the end, this Mia woman. Okay, so Cassie's mom, Regina Ventura, so she was hanging out with Diddy and Mia and Cassie. And Mia, in April of 2012, Mia and everybody was laughing, and Mia started laughing. And Diddy said, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" And she immediately went ghost. She went pale and she left. She was like scared of something. And Regina Ventura mentioned that. August of 2016, as you guys know, I told you the story. Remember I told you guys that Cassie was dating an NFL player back in 2016? Diddy found out, so what he did was he like told her, "Hey, come here," and they were talking, and he said, "Hey, text your mom and tell her that you're good." And she's like, "Okay," and she did that, and then the phone was unlocked, and Diddy grabbed the phone and he ran off. Remember that when I told you guys that story? And then Cassie went home, told her mom, and her mom called the cops. Well, her mom confirmed that story, that in August of 2016, she went to LA for Cassie's 30th birthday. Cass came home and her phone was stolen by Diddy. She called the police. And then she ended up meeting with Diddy later on, and she argued with Diddy, and they were screaming at each other, and she tried to hit him, but she missed every time because she's an old woman, right? Like, bro, could you imagine Diddy's fucking over here, blocking the shots, like, ooh, ooh, yeah, take that, ooh, can't get me, ooh, you fucking, Harlem shaking and shit like that, right? Dancing all over the place, and she's just, she's an old, feeble ass woman. Give me back my daughter's phone. Yeah, take that. Sticking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just like slide it all over the place. You imagine that shit, bro? I could just picture that shit. Because they were fighting in front of a fucking apartment complex, man. She was trying to hit his ass in front of the apartment complex, bro. So I can just imagine, bro. This nigga. All right, hold on, man. Let's get warm in here, bro. Pause. Let me get another one of these and some water, niggas. All right, it's getting warm in here because I'm really cooking now. All right. Here, y'all want me to, you guys, since this is a one-man show. Here, what's it? Oh, my bad. This angle? Oh yeah. Bam, there we go. We'll do another. We'll see. I'm the fucking director / everything else. Here's another angle for you ninjas, right? Yeah, this is the. Yeah, I think this is the other angle. Okay, right? Yeah, this is another angle. All right, cool. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, bro, I'm over here fucking with, I'm gonna get some new clothes. Fuck out of here. I'm not getting no new clothes. Guys, just so you guys know, I don't give a fuck about clothes, bro. Like, what? You want me to fucking go and buy some, what's that? Cause like, what's becoming in style now? Baggy clothes again? What is it, 2005? What, you guys want me to fucking, a bag on my white tee, I want my white tee? Fuck out of here, bro. I'm never dressing like a fucking idiot ever again. Bro, fitted clothing, that's it. I don't need to wear no designer or none of this dumb shit. You niggas want to be over here, oh, I'm fashionable, Myron. You got no drip. You got no drip. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Drip is for losers. All right? You understand? This camera's a little off angle here. Let me. See, now I gotta. Bro, I'm the director, the audio engineer. I'm the everything. Hold on. Let me fix this shit. All right, now I think we're cooking, chat. Is this centered now? Yeah, I think that's better. That's better. All right. All right, let me see if I. All right, guys, let's get to 3,000 likes, by the way. 3,000. We're at 2.4. Let's get to 3,000. Gaz says, can we get it? Nope, read that one from before. Let me make sure I didn't miss any chats on MyronGainsX.com. Again, guys, MyronGainsX.com. You guys can go ahead and I think it's working. Those niggas banned me. All right, whatever. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So Cassie's mom is like trying to fight with Diddy, right? Trying to hit him and shit. You know, he's slipping and sliding, right? She can't do nothing. Nigga's a great dancer, as you guys know. You know, he's probably fucking Harlem shaking and ducking and weaving and, you know, moonwalking backwards and everything. So she argued with him, but anyway, she was screaming and she was able to get the phone back. After much struggle, you know what I mean? She was able to get the phone back. You know, and mind you, guys, she has this high rise in LA, right? Just to paint a picture for you guys. She has this high rise in LA, and Cassie's upstairs. The mom came downstairs to talk to Diddy because she was so pissed off about the situation with the phone that he took it, and because he when he stole her phone, guys, he snatched it and he ran and he went away for hours. Okay, they couldn't find him for hours. So when he finally shows up at the house, the mom is pissed. What the fuck? Why don't you have give my daughter back her phone? Blah blah. You know, and she's also mad, chat, because remember, Diddy whooped her ass. Her mom took the pictures and documented it in 2011. So this is 5 years later, okay? So she's trying to hit this nigga. Give my daughter her phone back, right? And in public, in front of the apartment complex, in front of this high-rise in L.A., and he's like, you know, oh, yeah, you can't, oh, yeah, take that, ooh, yeah, you know, you can't do it, right? And then the nigga just fucking just, right, like, oh, right? And then he's like, all right, you got the phone back, bro, you got the phone back, right? You got the phone back. He just gives the phone back, right? After she could have hit him for a minute. So, you know, fucking, oh, man. I'm having too much fun in here. This is what happens when you got the studio to yourself. You know what I mean? This is what happens when you got the studio to yourself, bro. You start being... Oh, man. Most entertaining breakdown for sure. You ninjas already know it. Okay. But yeah, he eventually gave the phone back, bro. He gave the phone back. And then after the nigga took the phone back, he took her, he bought her a Jaguar. He took that shit back. He took off in the Jaguar. So he gave the phone back, but then he took the Jaguar. And she didn't have a car for a little bit. And then Diddy was not present for her 30th birthday. He was not present for her 30th birthday. And then it was time for cross-examination. And interestingly enough, the defense just got up and said, no questions. So they did not have any questions for Cassie's mom. Now, I do want to tell you guys that someone like Cassie's mom, they brought her in, guys, basically to confirm. So what we're going to start to see now, and this normally happens at trial, you bring in like the big witnesses, right? Or you save your big witnesses for later. But the point is you want to have multiple witnesses that have the same story. And the reason why you want that is because it corroborates things. So this witness, Cassie's mom, confirmed the phone, right? And confirmed the beatings. And confirmed the extortion with the money, right? Which is also important. So yeah. And we got 5,000 of you guys watching right now on... we got almost 7,000 you guys watching. between YouTube and Rumble. So guys, do me a favor. Like the video. Okay. Go. And let's see here. Actually, let's see. What are we at? We are at we're at 2.5. Let's get to 3,000 ninjas. Let's get to 3,000. All right. Okay, next witness, okay? This is the funny shit. This is a funny witness here. All right? Before we do this witness, I need 3,000 likes. 500 more likes, guys. We got 5,000 you guys in here. Let's get over 50% engagement. I remember when we used to get down here 100% engagement every stream. Let's go, guys. Also, since we got 5,000 guys in here, give me a 1 in the chat if this is your first time tuning into a live stream. A lot of you guys are new here, so give me a 1 in the chat if this is the first time that you guys tuned into one of my live streams. Give me 1s in the chat if this is your first time, and smash that like button. While I wait for you fucking like ninjas, get some water. I can see why this nigga Diddy was so thirsty, man. You dance like that all the time, dodging people. It takes some energy, man. Damn, lots of y'all new niggas in here, bro. God damn. Give me a 2 if you're a longtime supporter. Give me a 1 if this is your first live stream. If you're a longtime supporter, you've been watching for a minute, put a 2. If you're new here, this is the first time you watch the stream, give me a 1. If you saw the stream yesterday, it doesn't count. I'm talking about, is this your first stream? That's what I want to know. Is this your first stream? Give me a 1. If you've watched me before, give me a 2. That's what I want to know. Someone said, are you drinking? No, nigga, this is Poland Spring. This ain't Aquafina, bitch. And even if it was, why does it matter? All right? Okay, I see a bunch of 2s in here. Okay, so a lot of guys have watched the stream before. Awesome, awesome. But I do see some 1s in here. I see some new people here. Okay, great. So for all of you guys that it's your first time here, welcome. Welcome to the OSS squad. We're the least politically correct community on YouTube by far. We're the most racist, we're the most bigoted, and we're anti-Semitic over here. So welcome to the stream. All right, the lights are still on. All right. I want to see how far the stream is still on. Good. Awesome. Well, welcome. We are by far the most toxic group ever. And if you guys don't believe me, guys, let's start throwing those Romans in the fucking chat. Let's go. Throw the Romans in the chat. Welcome our new brethren that are joining the OSS. Start throwing those O/s in the chat. We're about to scare these niggas away. They're gonna be like, "What the? I came here for the Diddy breakdown. What? Why is this? Why is this World War II?" Niggas are saying, "What did I tune into here?" They're turning off their computers. They're closing their phones. They're muting that shit. Oh shit! They're freaking. Oh! I just came here for Diddy coverage. You just came here for Diddy coverage. Welcome to the most toxic fucking community on fucking YouTube, baby. I wish I had a Don DeMarco button, but I don't, so I just go, boo! Niggas in the chat. This is why you got demonetized, nigga. Hey, man. It is what it is, bro, at this point. It is what it is. But yeah, throw those Romans in the sky, baby. Those O/s. For all the new people that are new here, welcome. Like I told you guys, we are not politically correct over here at all. We talk about real shit. Wait until I get into the political breakdowns. Okay? So yeah. Anyway. Welcome to the OSS. To all the new people that are here, welcome to the OSS. I saw a bunch of 1s in here, but a lot of you guys are longtime viewers or have been watching for a minute. So shout out to you guys. But guys, like the video. Let's get to 3,000. We're 2.7. Let's get to 3,000 so I can cover this next witness. The next witness is Sheree Hayes. Okay, Sheree Hayes. Let's go. 300 more likes, guys, and we're going to get this thing cooking as I drink this water. That's an annoying noise, isn't it? I spilled some energy drink on the carpet, bro. I got to clean that shit up, man. It was a little bit, though. Very little. What are we at? Guys, we're at 2.7. Come on, ninjas. Let's get to 3,000. 3,000. 3,000 ninjas. 3,000. All right. What do we at here? Also, guys, we're going to take the streaming game over. Okay? I told you guys in January when I started doing this, we started this channel, guys, at 186,000 subscribers. Okay? In January. 186,000 subscribers we started with. Now we're at like 256. So we've gained like 70K, roughly. Give or take. 60, 70. I'm bad at math, but who cares? The goal is to have 10K watching live every stream. 10K live every time, live at 5. Obviously, I'm going to go back to regular schedule programming at 5. You guys know I've been really diligent with starting at 5 p.m. On point. Okay? Once I get back to Miami, I'm going to be live at 5. I got my own studio. I don't got to worry about fucking shit. I'm going to start at 5. Okay? Also, guys, keep in mind here, court ends at 5. This week, court started ending at 3, which is why I've been able to get out here. But this studio is roughly an hour from the courthouse, this studio that I'm at. I'm in New Jersey right now, chat. I'm not in New York City. I'm in New Jersey. Now, normally, it should be a 15-minute drive. But since New York fucking sucks, okay? Yes, I said it. This place sucks. Since this place sucks, you know, I got to fucking, you know, traffic is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, anyway. Yeah. Oh, we got haters in the chat? Well, you guys know how to congratulate them. Also, guys, I have free speech in my chat. I'll let you guys talk all the shit that you guys want. We have battles in this chat a lot of the times where guys are going crazy at each other. So, yeah. We're at 2.8, guys. We're at 2.8. Let's 200 more likes, ninjas. 200 more likes. We'll get to 2.9. Give me 2.9 and we'll fucking keep this thing going because I want to get back into this shit because we got a lot to talk about. Well, actually, while I wait, I talked about this before. I'll say it again. Antonio Brown is cooked, chat. Let me keep it real with y'all while I wait for us to get to 3,000 here. Bro is cooked. I made a video talking about this on my channel, but I wanted to expand a little bit more. As you guys know, for those of you that don't know, Poetic Flacco did a really good video breakdown on this. But long story short was, Aiden had a boxing event, right? Brand risk. He runs it in Miami. Okay, he has like house, etc. Right? Great operation that he has going on over there. Shout out to Aiden Ross, right? I consider him a friend now. We've talked quite a bit offline, and he's a good kid. And, you know, he's had bad people around him, and he's like, you know, really improved on some stuff. He really has. But anyway, regardless, he has his boxing thing, right? Where he brings influence in or whatever in there, whatever. So AB was there. He goes there. There was an individual that they don't like, that AB does not like. They had some beef. They have a lawsuit, jewelry, stealing, some fucking nonsense, right? Niggotry, whatever. AB sees them, it's on site, right? So they get into an altercation. After they get into altercation, right? And you guys saw the clip there. AB pulls out a gun, and you can see this on video. It's actually, you can see it on video. You can see what looks like a black little thing in his hand. And he runs after the guy that he was just fighting with. Okay? Now, this guy and AB had some history before in Dubai where AB stole the chain of the individual that he's attacking right now or tried to shoot at. And the guy sued him and won $180,000 or whatever. And AB owes him the money. Whatever. So, the guy is outside the gate now, off the boxing compounds. AB chases after him with the gun. This is Florida. As you guys know, you can hit people with this. The security team was extremely professional. They're trying to break it up and actually keep AB off this guy, right? AB chases after him, and you can hear shots after. Shortly thereafter, you hear shots. People are freaking out, etc. The guy, right, in his video, he releases a video saying that AB and him, because AB told everyone that he got jumped and they were trying to take his chain. But in reality, AB chased after him, which I believe that story, because you can see AB clearly chasing after the fucking guy. The story don't make sense, and he has his chain on him, right? And you hear the gunshots, and he said that him and AB were struggling for the gun. Police showed up, and basically, like, you know, guns drawn. Hey, stop what you're doing, because there were police at this event. Mind you, another thing that you guys need to know: there's a lot of little kids out in the front of the area where they're selling candy and stuff, right? Like kids, because Adin Ross has a lot of, you know, young guys that watch him. And some of these kids play sports, whatever. They're trying to raise money for their school. They're trying to make some money on the side, whatever. They're selling like chocolates, Reese's, whatever. So AB, not only does he run out and chase after this guy and shoot at him, there's children around and a bunch of people, because this was a huge event. Okay? So, and he tried to shoot at the guy. He missed, thank God. Thank God for AB and for the other guy. Cops grabbed them both up. They grab AB and they detain him. He ends up getting released. I think he told the police the story I told y'all about the chain, right? But this guy releases a video like the next day saying, no, he attacked me, blah, blah, blah. Because obviously he doesn't want to be painted as a robber, that he tried to rob his chain. That's bullshit. Now, what I predict is going to happen is detectives are probably doing interviews right now as we speak. They're interviewing everybody that was there. They're interviewing that guy. And that guy's going to definitely talk to the police, because now he's gotta exonerate himself of this bullshit somehow. I don't know if the police have the gun, but if they do have the gun, they're going to seize that as evidence. If they don't have the gun, right, they're going to do search warrants and find that gun. And then another thing that's also important that I didn't get to mention to you guys is AB is a documented drug user, all right? He's been on video many times smoking weed. I think he's talked about doing ayahuasca, all this shit, right? He does drugs. According to 18 U.S.C. 922G, drug users are prohibited. You cannot be a drug user and have guns, okay? That's what they got Joe Biden's son on, Hunter Biden, okay? They got Hunter Biden on that because he was a drug user and he got caught with a gun. So not only is he going to be facing state charges for attempted murder and discharge of a firearm and all this other shit, he's also looking at potentially federal charges for possessing a firearm as a drug user. What I predict is the state is going, whether it be Miami-Dade Police Department, who's the county in that area, Miami-Dade PD sheriff. It's weird. It's called Miami-Dade Police Department, but it's a sheriff's office. I know. They're the brown uniforms. It's weird. Everywhere else calls themselves sheriffs in county, but only in Miami-Dade they call themselves Miami-Dade Police. Whatever. Then you got the city of Miami. Those are the two jurisdictions, and you got state police that could do this case, right? One of those three is going to take the case, and then it could also even go federal because he's a prohibited person. I predict he's going to get arrested in the next within the next 3 to 8 weeks. I think he will get arrested. There's no way, and it went viral, bro. It went viral everywhere. There's no way he's not going to get arrested. There's no way. No fucking way. Anyway, we got 3,000 likes. Let's keep cooking. Just figured I'd give you guys my updated thoughts on that. I forgot to mention the federal charge that he could get for this shit. All right, so next witness, guys, was Sheree Hayes, okay, 51 from Harlem, New York. He lives in New Jersey now. At the time when he met Cassie, he was a male exotic dancer, a.k.a. the Punisher. This was the guy, if you guys remember from Cassie's testimony, she admitted that she had sex with one of the escorts or an escort named Punisher. We finally got to meet Punisher, all right? But his real name is Sheree Hayes. The government found him. So he was hired in late or the fall of 2022 to create a sexy, erotic environment, okay, for Diddy and Cassie. He was working a club event and got a call from a woman that needed a dancer for a bachelorette party. Remember this? This also happened with the first exotic dancer / escort that we talked about, Phillips. The woman provided her name as Janet. Your boy Sheree here, aka the Punisher, he was living in New York City at the time when this happened. Okay. How he got the nickname the Punisher, the AUSA had to ask. He got the name The Punisher as a nickname when he played basketball, is what he said. That's how he got the name The Punisher. Let me look here real quick, guys. Shout out to Fifth Element. He says, smash that like button for Fear of Myron, you filthy animals. Appreciate that, Fifth Elemento. Dean for Truth says, $20. You've been killing it, and you're covering the Diddy trial. Been an added value as far as understanding the implications of the case. Salute. I got you, bro. I'm the best breakdowner of this case by far. You guys know it. Myron, wouldn't Cassie's mom testimony be hearsay, considering she didn't actually witness what occurred, but was told what happened? The reason why they brought her in is because she took the photos of the assault, and so she did witness that. Remember, she took the photos of the injuries that Cassie sustained. Drew says, I fuck with you, bro, but those jeans are a bit wild, man. Hey, man. You niggas can hate all you want. Okay. Smash that like button, guys. Let's get to 3.5K. All right, so this guy, he did parties all the time. So he was a stripper / exotic male dancer. He would do parties, birthdays, and bachelorette parties. This woman called him saying that she wanted a bachelorette party, right? So he was scheduled to meet at 12, but they ended up pushing the time back and back. He didn't end up getting there until about 2 or 3 o'clock. 2 or 2:30 in the morning. They asked him to meet him at Trump Tower, Central Park. He thought he was going to do a striptease for a bunch of women. He normally charges, back then, $200 for a 30 to 45-minute show. He was greeted by Cassie in a bathrobe and potentially a wig. He did not know who she was when they opened the door, right? Once he walked in, he saw no one there. She said she doesn't need dancing. Rather, they wanted a sexy scene with baby oil, and her husband would watch. So, once again, same story as Phillips, gets recruited under a bachelorette party, but when they show up, it's just Cassie there, and she says, oh, just so you know, it's not a bachelorette party. It's just going to be me and my husband, and he's going to, look at us do this thing, right? A little weird, but that's what it was. And she came with a bathrobe when she came with a bathrobe to answer the door. Let's see here. Okay. And she said she doesn't want the dancing. Rather, they want to do a sex scene with baby oil, and her husband would watch. And then she handed him a stack of money, okay, of cash. It was $800. When the husband comes in, he didn't say or look at him, okay? The room was dimly lit, furniture covered in sheets, little bowls of baby oil everywhere, okay, or little bowls of baby oil, all right, filled. So he went into the bathroom to change. And he changed into a towel, this stripper guy, the Punisher. So he sits across from her, and they applied baby oil on themselves. While they're applying baby oil on themselves, a man came out naked and was carrying Astroglide and was wearing a veil covering his face. Bro, I want you guys to just imagine this, okay? You're a dancer. You're a stripper, all right? You get recruited to dance at bachelorette parties. This random woman calls you and says, hey, I need you to come to this hotel for my bachelorette party. You show up, one chick in a wig answers the door. You walk in, nobody's in there. Mind you, it's 2:30 in the morning. And she's like, hey, just so you know, no bachelorette party. My husband's going to watch us do a sexy baby oil scene. Right? So you're like, okay. You're supposed to get $200 and she hands you $800. You're like, okay. So you go into the bathroom, you get naked, you just put down a towel and you come back outside. You see this, dimly lit candles. Well, you see a dimly lit room with candles, maybe some music playing. I Need a Girl or some shit like that. Remember that shit? I need a girl to ride. Remember that? Whatever. You're sitting there applying baby oil on yourself, and some nigga walks out naked with Astroglide and a veil. The way the guy described it, right, that was testifying, he said like what the Muslim women wear when they're trying to cover their face. Nigga came out with a burqa while naked with Astroglide. What the fuck would you do, chat? Could you imagine? It's 2:30 in the morning. You don't know who this dude is, right? You don't know who this nigga is. You're here with this random chick. She gives you quadruple the money, and she says her husband's gonna watch, and some dark nigga just comes in the shadows out of the corner of your eyes. Because he literally said in his testimony, yeah, out of my peripheral, I saw an individual come out. It looked like he was naked, and he had a veil on his face. Bruh. I'm taking that money and I'm getting the fuck out of the hotel room. I don't know about you guys, but bro, what the fuck? Just imagine that shit, bro. You're at the Trump Hotel in New York City thinking you gonna make a bag. You get $800. Some crazy bitch is there rubbing oil on herself, and you're rubbing oil and you're staring at her, and then some nigga comes out the back with a veil on, naked, with Astroglide. And Astroglide, it's Astroglide because he even said in his testimony, he saw the purple top. He saw the purple top of the Astroglide. So he knew it was Astroglide. And he went and sat down in a corner behind a table. Bro. Ah, man. This trial is crazy, bro. Bro. I had to paint that picture for you guys, though. I had to paint that picture for y'all, bro. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Anyway. All right, let's keep going. So, he comes out naked, covering his face with a veil. He sat behind a table and chair and started masturbating. So it gets even weirder. Nigga in the veil's in the back masturbating. And but he's talking to Cassie, and the guy that's in the back starts talking to Cassie directly. Told her to adjust candles, adjust themselves so you can get a better view, etc. The encounter lasted about 30 or 45 minutes. Cassie asked if he wanted to finish. He decided to stay professional, and he said no. He declined. He got dressed, got in an elevator, and she paid him again $1,200. He counted it when he got to the elevator. When he was leaving, it was $2,000 total. So they paid him $2,000 for this first encounter. Okay. Then they were at the Essex house on another occasion, and this is how he found out it was Diddy. So they're at the Essex house, another hotel. And when you're like sitting at a hotel, guys, there's like that monitor that says like welcome whoever the person is. It said welcome Sean Combs. Got you, motherfucker. Now he knew who he was dealing with. Okay. He said that he had 8 to 12 encounters with Cassie. Setting the scenario the scenario would be they put baby oil on each other, and Diddy would sit in the room and give directions. He would light the things, and he'd give them directions, have the lighting in a certain way and the angles. They engaged in oral and penetrative sex. Diddy gave directions to Cassie. They put on a lot of baby oil, and they needed to be shiny. The encounters lasted between 4 hours. However, he said that the sexual stuff was only about 25 to 45 minutes of activity. There was a lot of downtime. So they would have sex just like with the other guy, Phillips, and then they would leave naked, or her and Diddy would leave and go into another room. She would leave naked, and then he knew he was done when she would come back out with a robe sometimes and say, okay, you're good to go. And she'd give him like $1,200 or $2,000 cash, and he would leave. Diddy, at one time, crazy shit. One time, I guess he was having sex with Cassie, and Diddy was really enjoying it. Nigga comes in and starts throwing money at them as they're fucking. Okay? And when he threw the money, like he scared Cassie. She was like, oh my God. And she was like, well, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having a good time. Could you imagine, bro? Like, it's weird enough already that you're like coming in and you're smashing this random girl, right? And there's a celebrity nigga in there watching and gooning. He comes out of nowhere and just throws fucking money at them as they're smashing. Even Cassie was like, and she was like, are you okay? And he literally said, like, I'm fine. I'm just having fun. Bro. Could you imagine, bro? You're all oiled up, right? The candles are there. There's certain angles. He's like directing you the whole time. Nigga just comes out of nowhere, just, yeah. You know? Just, yeah. Just throws money in the fucking air, just throws it at y'all niggas. Even the girl is surprised. Bruh. Okay. So, another time, him and Cassie are like doing foreplay, right? And he's, going down on Cassie. He's giving Cassie oral sex. And Diddy really was enjoying it. So he comes in aggressive as fuck. He's like, yeah, I want to watch you fuck her now. And he threw condoms at them. And that threw the nigga off. And he was like, and he couldn't get hard. Okay, he couldn't get hard. And that was another funny story that he told. And he couldn't get hard and he failed. Because the other reason why as well they threw him off is because him and Cassie would have sex without condoms on. So when he was eating her out, and I guess Diddy was really into it, he came in random and just like threw condoms at them and said, yeah, let's go. Like, I want to watch you fuck her. He literally said that. I want to watch you fuck her. He was mad aggressive and he was excited. He instantly got a fucking so yeah. And then sometimes he said that like Cassie would be like, she would like get annoyed and she would like sigh and wince when he would give her too much directions on what to do. But she never, like, he only gave instructions to her. She never gave instructions to Diddy. The escort never used drugs. I think that's another reason too why he had a problem with getting hard. He was offered drugs, but he never took it. He admitted that he had problems with erectile dysfunction during certain times. He took Cialis and Viagra and others to try to perform. But he never took illegal drugs like ecstasy and, Molly and all the other stuff that they offered him. After he failed, he thought he was done and he never saw them again. He was paid, but he was paid for this encounter. So when Diddy threw the condoms at him, so he's eating her out, whatever, and Diddy gets excited, he's like, yeah, fuck her, and he throws condoms at them, blah, like that, right? He instantly, he couldn't perform, and they never called him back after that one. So he took an L. So he admitted that like he's had erectile dysfunction for a big part of his life. He wrote a book in 2022, a book on his erectile dysfunction. He mentioned Cassie and Diddy. He mentioned Cassie and Diddy in the book, but he never mentioned them by name. He just said that they're a rich married couple. Bro, guys, check, get this. The name of the book was called In Search of Freezer Meat. The name of the book is called In Search of Freezer Meat. Bro, and the fucking lawyer asked him, like, in search of freezer meat. He was like, yeah, because I needed to get my shit hard like freezer meat. Yo. Yo, the courtroom was fucking going crazy. I was in an overflow room. So, like, we could laugh in there. Bro, we were all losing our shit, bro. Yo, this is a federal fucking case, man. This is a federal ass case. Shit is serious as fuck. Diddy might get life for this shit, bro. This nigga's in here saying, yeah. Because they asked him. So you have a book called, what? He was like, yeah, in search of freezer meat. And even the lawyer, because the lawyer on cross-examination was like shocked, like, in search of freezer meat. He was like, yeah, bro, like, I had to get my shit hard. And he's like a Harlem nigga. So he has like the accent. Yeah, B, I had to get my shit hard, you know what I'm saying? Yo! What the fuck, man? Yo, this trial is fucking comedy, chat. Like, I thought I was like in a fucking bizarro world. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Today was the funniest day of testimony ever. Between the nigga saying, yeah, I fucked this bitch and she took $200 from me, and then she wanted a shower, and I said it's gonna be $200. Between that joke and then this shit, in search of freezer meat. Nigga wrote a book. It's called, let me look this shit up, bro. Let me look this book up, bro. In search of freezer meat. Sheree Punisher Hayes. Yo, this shit's on Apple Books? Yo! What the fuck? Hold on, chat. I'm trying to find the image of the book, bro. Let me show you guys the fucking cover of this shit, bro. Yo. Hold on. I'm like screenshotting it and I'm going to crop it for you guys so y'all can see it. Hold on, bro. Yo, what the fuck is going on, man? It's $15, bro. I might have to buy this shit, man. Just to show this nigga some love. That's comedy, man. That is fucking comedy. I'm going to show y'all this is what it looks like, bro. In search of freezer meat, a story of the male mental crisis caused by erectile dysfunction and the only true cure no one is talking about, a penis implant. Where's my meat? He must not be into me. Bro, this nigga, bro. Based on true struggle. Yo, I'm fucking dead, bro. This nigga turned this trial into the greatest book marketing. He's got to be selling books. Bro, nigga had to have made a bag off this, bro. What the fuck? And he wrote this book talking about how he got like a penis implant and shit. All right. Anyway, the book is 182 pages. 6.5 of the pages were focused on Diddy and Cassie, though he didn't give any information that was, that would identify them. His website is called getpunished.com. Yeah, I'm not kidding around. Guys, this nigga's website is called getpunished.com. He said he's been a dancer for like 30 years. Nigga started at Labor Day in 1995. And he said, yeah, anniversary's coming up. Bro, the chat, the chat here is laughing too. But like, bro, the fucking people that were watching, bro, in the courtroom, we were all losing our shit, man. He did not have feelings for Cassie, unlike the other guy. Thought he was the only one doing these things with her, though. In August 2023, he began to develop feelings for allegedly in the ROIs. So the reports claim that he allegedly got feelings for her, but that's not true. He corrected that. During sex, Cassie was she was consenting. So the defense guys, the defense made it a point to make sure that when they were saying like, hey, when you were having sex with Cassie, was like she engaged in it, was she enjoying herself, whatever, and he was saying yes. And the instance that he gave, he said one time when he was like eating her out, after he was done, he was gonna go into her paws. she like thrusted herself towards him to, for the penetrative sex. And the defense was really harping on that because they wanted it to be basically like, look, Cassie did this shit willingly, right? And that's that's going to be tough with this case, guys. Like, there's, a good amount of evidence here showing that like a significant amount of the sex on here was consensual. Cassie would tell him where to ejaculate. It was typically around her vagina area. There was one time where he went to go do a freak off with them, but Cassie paid him $500 and said, hey, we don't got time. So they paid him for his time to show up. He also said that when he was having sex with Cassie, she was never on drugs. She was always sober, and to his knowledge, he didn't think Diddy was on drugs or drunk either. Let's see here. All right, so now we'll get into the next witness, who was Gerard Gannon, Special Agent HSI, out of Miami. He works for the National Security Group now. He was 5 years for HSI. He was a U.S. Marshal before that, and he worked for the Sheriff's Office before that. But he was in a human trafficking group when they did this search warrant on March of last year. So, he at the time he was in a Miami human trafficking group. He they talked about his training experience. He gave that. He did the search at 2 Star Island Drive. That is where Diddy lives, guys. He led the search. Sean Quinn is the case agent out of HSI in New York. This guy, Gannon, was the case agent out of Miami. He led the search in Miami. 80 to 90 agents did the search. SRT did the search. For those of you that are wondering, Special Response Team, that is a SWAT team for HSI guys. They're the ones that are the most tacked out guys. I actually was going to join the SRT in the Miami office, but I didn't want to do it because it's very time consuming, guys. I want to focus more on cases. They did the search and entry, so they broke through the fucking gate, guys. They got like this bit, those like trucks that they use, those armored trucks. They used the armored truck to break into the house through the gate, and then they went in. Now, Diddy wasn't at the house because they got information that Diddy was traveling internationally. They let him travel internationally, and then they broke into the house after to do the search warrant. It was a big-ass house, 20,000 square feet. He also owned 1 Star Island, so the next door property, but they only searched 2 Star Island. So 1 Star Island he owned and 2 Star Island Drive. There was a gym on the first floor and a gym shack. There was a studio. They broke the gate through. He shared pics of what they took. After the SRT finished, the regular HSI agents went in and took property of they took, lead. And they assigned search teams. The way they searches work, guys, is, you got an area where they collect evidence, SPS, seized property specialists. They had like this command center thing on the property. And then all the agents, Gannon, who was the lead agent for the search warrant, he would put 2 to 4 agents in each room, and they would search each room. Okay, and they'll label each room as A, B, C, D, etc. And they'll do that so that they knew exactly what item came from what room based on the lettering. Okay, and they drew maps and sketches of the property as well. They would take pictures of the evidence in place, as we've discussed before. They would use 6051 forms to document each item that gets seized. Each agent that seized the item would take a picture of it in place, put it in a bag, tag it up, seal it, bring it to Gannon, and then Gannon would take it and log it with the seized property specialist, and then he took hold of all the items and took it to the evidence room in Miami, which I'm very familiar with that evidence room myself. So it was really interesting and cool to see him talking about this shit. In my head, I'm like, bruh, that's my evidence room, man. Like, goddamn. Because that's literally the office I came from. It's on the first floor. Anyway. So let's see here. So they found sex toys. So in his bedroom, in the closet area, they found sex toys, heels, lingerie, AR-15 upper and lower receivers, baby oil, Astroglide, and lube. So interestingly enough, the AR-15s that they found, one had a red dot, one had iron sights. Both of the lowers, the serial numbers were scratched off, chat. Okay, that's a crime. You cannot have scratched off serial numbers. I'm surprised HSI did not, or the U.S. Attorney's Office didn't indict him for that. But, it is what it is. Let's see here. It was 7-inch heels. that they found. And yeah. And they took pictures, obviously, of all this stuff. In the courtroom, you can see all the pictures of the house. So yeah. So that's when it ended. It was at 3 p.m., so they ended the testimony there. But we got through a lot of witnesses. So agent, and he was showing pictures of the guns. Yeah, not pictures. He had the guns in the courtroom. He showed the jury the guns. He showed them the uppers, their lowers. He also, and then he pulled out the high heels and the lube. And that's when the AUSA said, hey, we can end it here, because I assume that they're going to get into more deeper testimony with the sexual stuff. The guns, they went over that. That was pretty self-explanatory. Tomorrow, they're probably going to go into the heels and the lube and everything else like that. I'm going to try to get in the main courtroom, actually, chat. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to get in the main courtroom. So yeah, I'll try to see if I could, when the agent leaves, I'll try to see if I could talk to him. Because like I said, he came from my home office. Guys, do me a favor. Like the video, okay? We got 3.3K likes, but we got 5.3K you guys in here. Like the video. Let me see if I can read some chats here. Again, as usual, reminder, MyronGainsX.com if you guys want to donate. Or you guys can donate at... let me do a pin message for you guys. God damn it. I should have done that. Give me one sec, chat. I don't know if I got... Also, guys, follow me on Instagram, bro. Follow me on Instagram, ninjas. I'm going to read Rumble rants here as well. I should have put the link. My bad, guys. That's my fault. Let me pin this shit for y'all, ninjas. Okay. All right, let me read Rumble rants and Castle Club stuff. Okay, we got, guy says, take that to a whole nother level. I know, bro. Shit is crazy, man. He really did take that to a whole other level, bro. He absolutely did. He absolutely did, man. Guys, are we getting, give me O/, is the audio still good, guys? Yeah, my Instagram is Fed Reacts, guys. My Instagram account is Fed Reacts, my ninjas. Fed Reacts. Fed Reacts. Go show some love, ninjas. Fed Reacts is the Instagram account. Let me, I'll show you guys here in a second. And then let's talk Middle East. That covers the trial coverage for today. Here's my Instagram chat. There it is, ninjas. Fed Reacts, okay? Fed Reacts. Follow it. It's in the description below, guys. Check it out. Follow it. It's in the description below. Okay. All right. Also, guys, shout out to my guy, Mel. You guys are probably wondering, Myron, how did you get into the main courtroom? My guy, Mel, helped me out with this, man. So, he's an up-and-coming YouTuber. He's an up-and-coming YouTuber, as you guys know. He's been covering the trial. Here's his YouTube channel if you guys want. He does like shorts and stuff like that. He covers stuff. This is his channel. So yeah, if you guys want, he does like shorts. So like one interesting thing that he does like YouTube shorts where he shows like people coming out the courthouse, like when the family comes out the courthouse, whatever. So if you guys want to see that stuff, check him out. I did an interview with him on his thing covering some stuff. Like here, I'll give you guys an example right now. Like here's one with Brian Steele. You guys can see here. That's like Brian Steele and them like leaving from the courthouse with the lawyers. So shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, okay. So yeah, shout out to him. Q Demand says, when we get in a Fresh It Fit and Anton Daniels collab in Miami or Detroit, he said he extended Olive Branch. What happened? I spoke with him the other day, bro. He's probably July. Probably July. Okay? That's when he'll be in Miami. So we'll make something happen when he comes down to Florida. Let's see here. Okay, so let me see here, man. Okay, yeah, okay, let me look at the chat. I got okay. NorCal Chronicle says, do you think the kids are there to what happened to their mom, Kim Porter? I don't know. I don't know if the kids know. Casey says, pornography can influence men to develop extreme kinks like we've seen with someone like Diddy. It really makes you wonder who's behind that industry. Yeah, he's a perv, bro. Carmen Guetta, $50. I appreciate that, Carmen. I appreciate that greatly. Let's see here. Also, so when I was walking out, guys, they pretty much confirmed when I was walking out that Kid Cudi's going to testify this week, chat. So after Agent Gannon gave his testimony, he's going to go in tomorrow. He's going to follow up tomorrow. They're going to have Kid Cudi this week. He's either going to testify tomorrow or Thursday. Now, chat, I'll be honest with y'all. If he doesn't testify tomorrow, I might stay because I was going to leave tomorrow after court. I was literally going to leave because court ends at 3. I was going to catch a flight at like 6 or 7 and go back to Miami and do after hours. But if Cudi doesn't testify on Wednesday, I might stay to Thursday and then do it, and then fly in on fly in Thursday night, fly back for Thursday night. That's what I might do. That's what I'm thinking, because I think you guys are gonna want me to cover Kid Cudi if he's here. Would you guys be? You guys would be cool with that? Let me see what you ninjas think. Would you ninjas be cool with that? Yeah, Kid Cudi might take the stand, guys. So I want to get a testimony because you guys know they basically blew up his car, lit his car on fire. And arson is one of the predicate crimes that they're using for the RICO. So we'll see what happens. I think it's better I stay here for Cudi, because that's going to be really good testimony. So we'll see. I was going to literally book my flight, bro. Guys, I was going to book my flight literally today. But now I'm like, shit, let me watch the testimony tomorrow, see what happens. And then at the latest, I'm out of here. I'm going to be out of here Thursday, bro. I can't be here. Like, yeah. So hold on. So I'm going to try to get in the main courtroom tomorrow. I'm actually coordinating right now. It sucks that I have to wake up way earlier, but it's fine. Okay. What else do we got here? What time is it? It's 8:42. We've been live now for how long? We've been live for about 2 hours. Okay. Let me read the rest of the chats, then we're going to get into politics, guys. For all you guys that have been watching the Diddy coverage, stay, hang out. We're going to talk about the Middle East a little bit because I like to cover news as well. I cover news quite a bit. Do you think Keith D will testify against Diddy about the Tupac murder? No, bro. Diddy had nothing to do with the Tupac murder. I know that's a controversial take, but Tupac had nothing to do with that shit, bro. Some dumbass Crips are the ones that killed Tupac. The people that killed Tupac, guys, are either all dead. And Keith D, if I'm not mistaken, he's in jail now for murder. He was the one that handed the gun and procured the gun to the shooters. So, yeah, bro, Diddy was not involved in it. I know everyone likes a good conspiracy theory, but the reality is Keith D is a dumbass, and he's been snitching on himself about this for years. It's just that the Vegas PD finally fucking did something and got him. Took them almost 30 years. So, okay. So, let me look, because I actually took notes on this for you guys. Okay. Let me make sure I read all the chats before we segue into the Middle East. Hamza says the debrief after hours. Hey, man. Fuck the micro cap gang. That's from Hamza. Okay. Hamza says, shout out Myron, that the chat and everyone from the squad except for the little hat click haters. Okay. QD Man says, when we get a fresh fit Anton. Oh, got that one already. Told you. Cool. $11. Dom said something about Brock being mentioned today in court. Was it not important or false? I didn't hear anything about Brock, but I will say that I did not. I missed the first 30, 40 minutes of testimony. 30 minutes. Because they started late because a juror got stuck with the train. So I don't know. But, I mean, Diddy did help Brock get elected in 2008. That's widely known. That's widely known that Diddy was huge in Brock getting elected in 2008 with Vote or Die. Diddy was one of the main pushers of Vote or Die. Okay. So now let's get into the Middle East, okay? We're going to go ahead and transition. Guys, like the video, okay? And like I said before, if you guys come in for the Diddy stuff, hey, we got to talk about some real shit too. Because though it is important that, to cover the Diddy case, we also got to cover what's going on in the world because we are not in a good place right now, my friends. So as you guys know, Donald Trump recently went to the Middle East, okay? And during the course of when he was going to the Middle East, there was all this talk about, oh my God, he's not talking to Netanyahu. Netanyahu's been shut out. They got rid of Mike Waltz. They basically removed him from a national security advisor to the a UN representative, which is a huge demotion because Mike Waltz was effectively working for Israel. He was really pro-Israel, a war hawk, wanted us to attack Iran, right? So there was also rumor that Trump was going to go over there and recognize a Palestinian state, stop the Israel war on Gaza, give them aid, etc. Also, he negotiated the release of that dual citizen Israeli and American as well. So everyone was in their high hopes, etc., thinking yes, finally, he's doing 10D chess, bro. He's doing 10D chess. He's going to give it to Netanyahu and Israel. We're going to stop funding this genocide and this ethnic cleansing. But no. He goes on, does an interview. He says, look, we still support Israel. We're still working hand in glove, to include Steve Witkoff, Steve Witkoff, for those of you that don't know, a good friend of Trump. He is the ambassador to the Middle East. He is one of the foreign ambassadors. He's been in talks with, he's been going all over the Middle East, whether it's Qatar, UAE, Oman, and obviously Israel, facilitating talks on behalf of the Middle East. Now, I think it's important that you guys know, number one, Steve Witkoff is one of those boys, and he has a significant amount of business in the Gulf states and Israel as well, as does Trump. So, from a business perspective, they want the war to end, but the problem is that Israel doesn't want the war to end, okay? So, Israel, as of, I think, last week or so, intensified operations. They're currently running something called Gideon's Chariots, Operation Gideon's Chariots, okay? And basically what it is, it's intensifying airstrikes, and the objective is to conquer Gaza, chat, okay? So let's go through the timeline here. October 7th happens, right? After October 7th happens, in November, they start doing airstrikes, and then they go in, right? So at the October 7th, 2023, airstrikes go in at the end of the year. All 2024, they pretty much are in Gaza. They kill Yahya Sinwar. Well, they kill Ismail Haniyeh in July, okay, of 2024. He is the negotiating leader for Hamas of the political wing. He was the person they were negotiating with. They killed the negotiator. Then they killed Yahya Sinwar, okay, in Rafah, which is the furthest south point of Gaza. And he was the head of the military wing, Yahya Sinwar. He was the one that threw the stick at the drone and they killed him, right? Then, after they wrapped up their campaign in Gaza, they went up and started fighting in Lebanon, okay? Before they started fighting in Lebanon, they gave relentless airstrikes in Beirut, Lebanon. They killed a guy named Hassan Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, one of their arch nemesis to the north. After they killed Hassan Nasrallah, shortly thereafter, there was a ceasefire because the Israelis, though they did incapacitate the leadership of Hezbollah still is a very capable military force, and Israel cannot push forward towards the Litani River in Lebanon. They cannot push as far as they wanted to. They said they were going to take Beirut. They couldn't even take the Litani River, okay, which is in southern Lebanon. And the reason why they invaded Lebanon was because in Lebanon, guys, Hezbollah was shooting missiles into northern Israel, Haifa, etc. They had to evacuate like 60,000 people, all right? So after the conflict ends in Lebanon, Israel and Lebanon negotiated a ceasefire. As soon as the ceasefire happened, now we're at the end of 2024. So again, 2023, October 7th happens. They invade Gaza late 2023. All of 2024, they invade Gaza. They pretty much have Gaza taken over by the fall. Then they go into Lebanon in the fall, right around September. They kill Hassan Nasrallah. Then they negotiate a ceasefire in like November-ish, okay? Or November or December of 2024. After they negotiated the ceasefire, rebels, okay, Islamist rebels in Syria start to overthrow the Bashar al-Assad government. They go into Aleppo, Syria, take it over, and then they work their way down to Damascus. Bashar al-Assad, knowing that he's about to be toppled, flees because his allies, Russia, were not able to give the critical air support needed to stave off these rebels, okay? And Hezbollah, being weakened by fighting with Israel, was not in a position to assist Syria. So Bashar al-Assad is effectively taken out of power. The guy that replaces him is a dude named Jolani, a former Al-Qaeda member. This Jolani guy meets with Trump, and Syria gets their sanctions lifted. Also, Syria begins the process of recognizing Israel. Okay? So what's going on here? You have Israel weakening and destabilizing their adversaries. They weaken Hezbollah. They dismantle Syria. The reason why dismantling Syria is so important is because Iran ships weapons, munitions, and resources, or they move it through, ship it, smuggle it, whatever, through Syria, destined for Lebanon, because Lebanon is to Israel's north. I wish I had a map here, but you guys got to bear with me. So let me make sure we're still cooking here. Okay. So since Syria was destabilized and you got this guy Jolani in power, he kicked the IRGC guys out. IRGC is the Iranian military that was stationed in Syria, supplying Syria and supplying Hezbollah in Lebanon. So Jolani got them out of there because Jolani wants to work with the West, this former Al-Qaeda guy / ISIS guy. Trump met with him during his Middle Eastern trip and lifted the sanctions off of Syria, which is unprecedented. Diplomatically, it's unprecedented. So what does this mean? It means that there's an enormous amount of pressure to go to war with Iran, okay? Because all of Israel's enemies are weakened. Syria's destabilized and they have a friendly in there. Hezbollah is weakened and they can't get resupplied because Syria is not allowing it. And Iran is in the most vulnerable position it's ever been in. Now, on top of that, Trump has been negotiating with Iran. The deadline is pretty much here. He gave them a deadline. You guys got to come to the table and negotiate with us. Now, the Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, basically said, fuck you guys. He gave a speech a couple of days ago where they were saying death to America, death to Israel, death to the West. Right? And a lot of people got mad about this, which I can understand why. I don't like hearing that either. I'm an America First guy. But I do think for us to understand, right, and become America First, we need to understand how we got in this position. Right? For this to make sense for you guys, we need to go back to 2013. I think it was 2013. Or it began in 2013. Under the Obama era, one of the best things that Barack Obama was able to establish is he was able to negotiate and facilitate a nuclear deal. Okay? And this nuclear deal basically ensured that Iran would not enrich uranium to a point where it would be weapons grade, so that they would not get nuclear weapons. These are the two things. Stabilized the region, kept Iran at bay with Israel, and kept them from having nuclear weapons. In exchange, the United States would relieve sanctions, which would heavily improve the Iranian economy. The deal was in place. It was working perfectly. Everyone shook hands. It was a deal that took years to negotiate. Netanyahu was bitching and moaning the whole time, saying, no, Iran is not going to listen to the deal, despite the fact that we had inspectors going over there and it was very, tightly oversaw, there was tight oversight. He was like, no, fuck that. We can't trust them, all this other shit. Fast forward to 2016. Donald Trump is now the president. 2 years later, what does he do? He rips up the nuclear deal. Rips it up. The deal that Obama had put in place, which was going to pretty much ensure, or not ensure, but it was a good first step toward peace in the Middle East and would prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, was betrayed. Now, Donald Trump is trying to strike a similar nuclear deal. Now, here's the problem. The United States has been iffy with one main thing. Right now, Iran has a civilian nuclear energy program, okay? They're not enriching uranium to the point where it's weapons grade, but they have the capability of doing it. Now, on one hand, the United States has said, look, you guys can keep your nuclear program, but it's got to stay at a certain level, which the Iranians can come to the table and negotiate there. But then on other hands, they're saying, oh no, we have to dismantle and disrupt your uranium program, your nuclear program altogether. That's a non-starter. The Iranians are not going to completely stop their nuclear program for nuclear energy. Okay? According to international law, every country has the ability to enrich uranium to the nuclear. They have the ability to have a nuclear program, a civilian energy nuclear program. Sorry, guys, I'm like half asleep here. And I'm doing this all off the top. Okay? The level at which they are doing their nuclear program is safe for civilian purposes. But Israel's putting an enormous amount of pressure on the United States to put pressure on Iran to basically stop their nuclear program. This is what got Mike Waltz in trouble. Because Mike Waltz was backing, okay, a plan by the Israelis, a radical plan, where the United States would launch an airstrike or airstrikes, multiple airstrikes, on Iranian facilities that were doing or conducting this nuclear program, which is underground. The reason why Israel wants us to attack Iran so bad is two main reasons. Number one, Iran is weaker than they've ever been. Their allies and the proxies of resistance are pretty much weakened. Number two, they don't have the bombs and the fighter jets to be able to carry said bombs that are big enough to actually hit these bunkers that are like 2,000, feet underground to destroy them. Okay? Well, not 2,000 feet underground, but 2,000 pound bombs, etc. Excuse me. They don't have the advanced air power capability to destroy these sites, because Iran saw what Israel did to Saddam Hussein in the 1980s. Saddam Hussein tried to get nuclear weapons in the 1980s. Israel bombed them to fucking hell. So Iran, seeing that happen, moved their stuff underground. Then Iran saw what happened in 2003, where they said he had weapons of mass destruction. What did we do? We went in there and we destabilized Saddam Hussein for Israel. Post 9/11, we had nothing to do with 9/11. Libya, Gaddafi saw this and gave up the nuclear program altogether. He said, all right, we're going to stop trying to get nuclear weapons. What happened to him? 10 years later, we killed him. We destabilized him, overthrew him, and killed him. So the Iranians are like, fuck this. And Netanyahu literally has the audacity to tell the Iranians they need to get on the Libya plan. He literally has been telling them, you need to get on the Libya denuclearization plan. Oh, the same plan that got Gaddafi killed? So, though I am an America firster, I also have the wherewithal to understand that the Iranians do not trust us. We ripped up the nuclear deal the first time. Trump has shown that he can't be trusted when it comes to foreign policy in a lot of situations. He gave this, tariffs on everybody. Yeah, tariffs. He walked it back. Right? We're going to take China to 100%, 150%, 200%, 250%. Then we told them, come to the table and negotiate with us. We walked back on a lot of the things. We're going to have the Ukraine-Russia war done in 24 hours. Can't do it. He just had his first talks with Russia and Ukraine like a couple days ago. He's been in office now for several months. So, look, I understand that foreign policy is very tough, but the Iranians don't trust the Trump administration because they're so in bed with the Israelis. And the Israelis have also threatened that they're going to attack Iran regardless. So why would they get rid of their nuclear program when they know that they're more than likely going to get attacked regardless? And if you get rid of your nuclear program, they saw what happened with Gaddafi. They saw what happened with Saddam Hussein. And to top it off, the president that's trying to make a deal with them is the same president that destroyed the deal 6 years ago. And then they're trying to tell them, you can't have a nuclear program altogether. That's a non-starter for Iran. They're going to have a nuclear program no matter what. And here's the other thing. Iran can manufacture a nuclear bomb, a crude one, within a few weeks. Many military analysts, political analysts have pretty much figured this out, that they can make a crude bomb within a few weeks. So what does this mean? It means that though Trump went over to the Middle East and had a whole dog and pony show, people in Gaza are still dying. Israel has ramped up their efforts. They still have them blockaded. People are starving. They're killing journalists. They've killed reporters. And they're killing kids. Hundreds. We now have something like 53,000 dead in Gaza. Not to include all the people that are buried underneath the rubble, something like 100,000. So, let me see here. Look at my notes here. And here's the other thing too that I think we need to have. Any taxpayer in here. Okay. Let's be very candid here. If it were not for the United States, Israel would not exist. We give them a bunch of aid. We give them resources. Their anti-missile defense system, the Iron Dome, is pretty much paid for by us and resupplied by us with their missiles. The THAAD that they use is supplied by us. The bombs that they drop on the kids are supplied by us. If it wasn't for us, both diplomatically, because we protect them at the UN, militarily, because we supply them with bombs, and then financially, because we give them aid that they don't have to pay back, by the way, Israel would not exist. And the problem here is that this new military campaign that they have, Gideon's Chariots, Operation Gideon's Chariots, is going to be their most aggressive military campaign yet. They're going to totally take over Gaza, and they're going to move everyone to little camps. So they plan to 100% occupy Gaza. They had the ceasefire between January to March. They did some bombing. Now they've pretty much fully invaded Gaza and are launching a ground assault and plan to permanently contain it and control it. They're working out a deal right now to move the refugees to Libya and other potential Arab countries. And the United States is going to be the ones to bribe them to pay them money to do it. This has been condemned by the international community. As you guys know, Benjamin Netanyahu has a current arrest warrant for himself at the ICC. He couldn't even go to Poland for the anniversary of the Holocaust and World War II remembrance that they have in Auschwitz, Poland, because they would have arrested him if he went. Mind you, Benjamin Netanyahu, a.k.a. Malachowski, is Polish. He can't even go. Couldn't even go. So we run cover for this country, and they're literally doing an ethnic cleansing with our tax dollars. Now, I know some of you guys say, bro, well, what does it matter, bro? Like, this isn't, who gives a shit? You know? Who cares? Like, it's Gaza. It doesn't influence the America. It's the Middle East, whatever. That's fine. I completely understand where some of you might go, where you guys might say, I don't care about foreign policy, Myron. Talk more about Diddy. Right? I want to know more about Astroglide and Lube. Well, let me tell you something, guys. You need to care about the Middle East and foreign policy because we might go to fucking war. And here's the thing. This isn't going to be Operation Iraqi Freedom. It's going to be far worse. Iran is a capable force. It's a bigger country with a bigger military, with a bigger population, with dense mountainous terrain. If we got into war with Iran, thousands of American soldiers would die. Oil would spike. They would shut down the Strait of Hormuz. I've talked about this in detail. But basically, we're talking about $11 gallons of gas at your gas station. We're talking about serious economic problems. We're talking about a regional war in the Middle East. We're talking about dead American soldiers. For what? For Israel? Because they don't want them to have nuclear capability? And here's the other thing that worries me. The United States keeps changing its story. First, it's you can have a nuclear program, but you just can't enrich it to a certain level. Then it's you guys can't have a nuclear program at all. They keep changing it up. They've had 4 different rounds of negotiation. And we still haven't come to a conclusion. We're pretty much at the deadline that Trump imposed on Iran. And he said that he is going to bomb them if they don't make a deal. And if we don't bomb them, Israel's going to bomb them anyway. So if Israel's going to bomb them anyway, what impetus is there for them to come to the table and work with us? Especially when they know that we can be trusted. You don't have to care about the Middle East. But what I'm telling you is that Americans are going to die, chat. Americans in the Middle East, our soldiers are going to die. I don't want that. And then back in the States, we're going to have serious economic problems. And then when you find out why, because of this little land in the Middle East, Israel's creating all the problems in the region. We got to deal with the fucking truth. And the only reason they're able to do this is because they have an enormous amount of donors in America that facilitate their fuckery. So yes, we talk about the Diddy case. We talk about, searching for hard meat. We talk about telling hookers to pay us $200 to take a shower. Ha ha ha. It's all funny, which is entertaining. And I'm going to be at the trial tomorrow. But I think you guys need to also pay attention to foreign policy because it's extremely important. Because foreign policy is the one thing that we don't control, guys. That's the president only and the Department of State. And the Trump administration has been trying to hold Israel back from instigating a war. But at this point, it's not looking good. We thought, he's going to go to the Middle East. He's going to rein Netanyahu in, etc. It's not looking good, man. And I'd be fucking damned that my tax dollars are being used to kill kids every single day. And the only reason Israel's able to get away with this is because we run cover for them diplomatically at the UN. We have either bribed or destabilized all their enemies. We support them economically with the aid, and we support them militarily. And then their donors and their agents are here influencing our politicians. The director of our national security program, Mike Waltz, was literally basically damn near an Israeli spy. Damn near. Constantly trying to tell Trump to go to war, passing information off to Netanyahu that he shouldn't have been passing off. And all he got was a demotion. What other country gets away with this? No other foreign country gets away with this. No other foreign country is able to donate the amount of money that Israel donates. Everyone's losing their mind over a $400 million jet that Trump got from Qatar. You know how much money the Israelis spend? They spent $236 million on Trump alone, chat. That's just Trump. That's not Congress. That's not senators. Nothing. Anyway, I digress. I just want to give you guys an update on what's going on with give me fire emojis in the chat if you guys enjoyed that monologue on the Middle East. But that's where we are, chat. That's an update of where we are. That's Trump's visit. What's going on with Israel and the current status with the Iran war. We don't want Americans to die. And not enough conservatives are calling this bullshit out. Fuck Israel, man. Give me fire emojis if you guys enjoyed that monologue. And if you learned something. Give me fire emojis if you learned something. All right, let's see here. Trump's going to show Netanyahu's boss. Trump's going to spit inside of a swallow that will show him. Someone said politics are stupid. All right, bro. Politics are stupid. Then wait till we go to war and then your dumbass gets drafted. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Politics are stupid until you got to fucking go to war. Then you find yourself out in the Middle East. Hey, Myron, I work on B2s. We have the MOP penetrator bomb. It makes sense for the push for us to handle the Iran thing right now. No, it doesn't make sense for us to handle it right now. It makes sense for Israel to handle it right now. Who benefits from Iran being destabilized and destroyed? Israel does. Israel wants a regime change, chat. Are you guys not getting it? They don't want to negotiate a nuclear deal. They want a regime change. Iran is the only country that challenges their autonomy in the region. Okay? Israel has nuclear bombs. They want to be the only ones in the region with nuclear bombs. Iran is the only country that's been challenging them there. And they want to expand the borders for the Greater Israel Project. Wake up. MAGA was MEGA in disguise. Hey, yeah, true. Niggas in the chat saying, I don't care about politics. You are the same niggas that are going to get drafted, bro. I ain't going to get drafted. I'm an old man now. Y'all niggas said I look great? Good. I'm not going to get drafted. You're going to get fucking drafted. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. What the hell's going on here? Wake up, man. We're not dying for Israel. So, anyway. I think that's chats here. Guys, I'm limited because I'm not in my studio. But we covered the coverage for the stuff. I'm gonna go to trial tomorrow. I'm gonna have to make a game time decision if I'm gonna fly back tomorrow or I'm gonna fly back. If I'm gonna fly back tomorrow, I'm gonna fly back Thursday. Thursday's drop dead. Thursday I gotta go back. I gotta go back Thursday. So I might stay till Thursday if Kid Cudi testifies. If Kid Cudi testifies tomorrow, I'm out. But I think there's a high chance I'm going to be here till Thursday. But I'm going to leave Thursday night. Right after this, I do the trial. We get out at 3. I'm booking a plane. I'm getting out of there. I'm coming back to Miami. And then we're doing a subathon Friday, baby. All right. So I'm definitely coming back this week. Any other chats, guys, before I wrap this thing up? Let's see here. Let's be honest, the world would be a better place without Palestinians in Iran. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. Issy Wealthy 23. What do you think about Diddy's legal team reaching out to Trump for a pardon? Oh, they're reaching out to him for a pardon? He won't do it. It's too messy politically for him. He won't do it. How do you think we will handle Iran militarily if they don't agree to a deal? We're gonna airstrike them, but they're gonna hit us back, bro. Like, yo, Iran has like ballistic missiles that can absolutely fuck us up, dude. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. It is not a good move. Not a good move. So, anyway. Cool. All right, chat. We've been on for about 2.5 hours, man. I'm going to go get some food and go to sleep. So I think I got all the chats covered. It makes sense for them to have us do it is what I mean. It's easy for us to destroy the sites. Yeah, but they're going to retaliate SLV. That's the problem. I see what you mean. You work on B2s and you're saying it makes sense for them. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense for us because they're going to retaliate. They're going to attack our military bases in the Middle East, bro. And they got ballistic missiles and they're going to fuck Israel up too. You know what I'm saying? They're going to definitely shoot ballistic missiles over at Israel. So it's a lose-lose, man. These fucking Israelis keep getting us in trouble, chat. But guys, like the video. Like the video. We got 4.4K you guys watching. Awesome. But guys, I'm going to close it out there. I love you guys. Shout out to the Akademiks for letting me use the studio. The real homie. I'm going to end the Rumble stream right now. I'm going to go end the YouTube stream. I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. If I do leave tomorrow, I'll go back to Miami and I'll film something for you guys. Obviously, we're going to do after hours and shit like that. If not, I'll leave on Thursday and I'll film for you guys on Friday when we do our subathon. Probably go for 24 hours or so. But anyway, love you guys. Like the video. And hope you guys enjoyed the Middle East breakdown and the case breakdown. Peace.